movies so far.
Yeah.
And you know, you play a song like Dan plays it on Pandora or something I could name where it's from in the movie and stuff like that. I'm pretty good about that.
All right, Jordan, here we go, real quick. Okay.
What? Yeah, well, you see, Dan, that is the theme of Rohan.
Yes.
Rohan.
Yes. That's true.
And I
now, how about
any,
this? Dun, 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 dun.
That's the theme of Lake Town, Dan.
They're relatively similar. I was listening to Lake. They are a little bit. They have the same kind of. They have the same. It's obviously a different tune, but like it's the same kind of. They have to still
grab the Nordic feel of it. Yeah. Because they're both like Nordically designed towns.
Yeah,
you have to remember that Gondor's theme is completely different because they have a completely different structured, town.
Yeah,
I mean Minas Tirith, you know.
Yeah,
you know.
Minas Tirith.
Oh boy, can't wait to build that. That'll be pretty insane.
Oh yeah, that'll be pretty cool.
We'll have to get a bunch of.
In our mind, it's a lot better than how it will turn out. But
it will be cool. Nether quartz. Nether quartz is the perfect material for it.
All right, Jordan, you're by the bed, so let's go to sleep.
Okay, might as well. I just tried to, go back over there to finally get in the mind to mine something, and time to go to sleep.
We're gonna do the ranger sleep again. Odin sleep.
The Odin sleep. Oh, man. What a disaster.
Man, the grind is real, Jordan.
The grind is very real until we can get going on this.
Should, how much I have?
So for the Shire.
How do I only have, okay, I was about to say. I thought I only had 22 seed for a second, but it turns out I already got a stack of 64.
For the Shire, we are going to be doing, oh, what is that? Damn, what are we calling creepers?
Well, they explode. Is there anything in Lord of the Rings that explodes, really? I mean, you give me that, like, orc that runs.
Exploding Uruk-hai.
That
suicide.
That stupid jerk who just runs and then blows up.
There's actually a continuity error there, a very big one.
With the cutting?
Huh?
With the cutting, or what are you talking about?
What happens is Legolas pulls out his arrows. He actually has his Lothlorien arrows at that point, which are the yellow fletching. He shoots 2 times at that particular Uruk-hai, and the arrows, when they hit the Uruk-hai, are actually the Lothlorien warrior arrows, which are a very long white fletching from Haldir's warriors.
So you're saying, like, they might have filmed it where the regular elves were shooting at him,
possibly.
And then they were like, "Hey, let's actually make that Legolas.
Let's make it a Legolas." Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but yeah, he's shooting. It's funny because Legolas does eventually have the white arrows because he needs to refill eventually.
Yeah,
and he uses up all his Lothlorien arrows.
You mean he doesn't have infinite arrows?
No, he doesn't, Dan. Contrary to popular belief, he does not have
infinite arrows.
Infinite arrows. So,
gotcha.
But yeah. That was my like annoyance with that because of the fact that I like archery stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, that's probably at the height of your archery.
That
when you
was
were
the
still
reason
doing
I
it, right?
got into archery.
Oh, really?
Actually,
gotcha.
Yeah,
Legolas,
and probably a reason a lot of people got into archery. Just like Hunger Games is a lot of people are getting into it.
Yeah. I think I would say Lord of the Rings kind of like. I don't know if it didn't really get me into like anything like that. It just kind of like made me open to fantasy a bit more because I wasn't too into fantasy at the time.
I like the fact Lord of the Rings is one of those things that I enjoy because the magic element's there, but it's not overly crazy. Yeah. Like all these other ones where it's like magicians that are like super like, oh, I'm gonna use the Bane of Excelsior. You don't know what the hell. You
don't know what the hell Gandalf's doing when he does shit. It's just like
Gandalf is just like, oh, I'll use this, the light of Elendil, and all that great stuff.
So you're saying they do that then?
I know, but it's not like
as bad.
Crazy, yeah. It's pretty rare, few and far between when Gandalf uses his magic.
Gotcha.
And when he does, it's epic that way.
Understandable.
Like him and Saruman battling was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, where Saruman makes him spin.
Yeah.
Whoa!
What can we do to Gandalf here to make it look like he's being affected? Let's tie a rope to him and make him spin around in circles.
Peter, why do I have to do this?
We can't push him up against the wall because we need him to fly straight up. So let's just have him spin in the middle of the
I have to say
here.
that was one of the stupidest shots I've ever seen.
It wasn't terrible.
It's not terrible. No, it's just goofy.
It's pretty goofy.
It's something that you can't really take too seriously because it's just like it's a like 80-year-old man spinning. Well, I think he was in his 70s probably at that time, but
he was a lot younger than that.
I think late 60s.
Yeah.
He's like, how old is he now? I have to look this up.
What? Hello?
Ian McKellen.
You're looking stuff up?
Yeah. Welcome to Treetopia. Ian McKellen is 74, so you're right.
Yeah. Because the Saruman actually, being the only person that ever met Tolkien out of the cast, was trying to audition for Gandalf, but ended up becoming Saruman.
I like that choice a whole lot better than...
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what I would have...
A lot better in the end, but...
Yeah. I mean, Ian McKellen is Ian McKellen.
He's definitely
Magneto.
Gandalf.
Magneto and Gandalf.
Definitely a Gandalf.
And that dude from the Da Vinci Code.
He's in the Da Vinci Code?
Yeah. He's a big part of the Da Vinci Code.
I think I saw that movie like once, like whenever closer to when it was released. So okay, I just got to level 11 Gandalf.
So much hype around it. I'm at level 5.
Gandalf, I just got to level 11.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means I'm going for diamonds.
But you have to be a certain level to get diamonds?
No, look.
Oh, you're at level 11.
I'm at my level 11.
You run into one danger, you're dead. And I won't be using my teleporting magic on you.
How do you know, Gandalf? Screw you.
I remember that part of the movie. Aragorn had quite a lip. All right, so...
I got 34 pieces of iron, so...
I could start working on the Farmer Maggot's farm here. Probably just call it Maggot's Farm.
Maggot's Farm. Maggot's Farm!
Dun, 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 dun,
How
dun,
likely
dun.
do you think we could get Peter Jackson in on this series?
Oh, you know, Jordan, I would freaking faint if we had Peter Jackson on Minecraft. Like,
I can't really see him doing that.
no, I couldn't either. But
a different cast member.
But you know what? I didn't see Carl coming on Herschel's Land, so
I would see Carl coming on a lot more than anyone else in the cast.
Well, yeah, but I think Peter Jackson's hip. All right, everybody, tweet at Peter Jackson. Let him know that we're doing
tweet at Peter Jackson. Tweet at Orlando Bloom, Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah.
You know, even if we get Carl Urban on here, I mean, I'm a big fan of Carl Urban.
Gigantic fan of Carl Urban. I've like, between I think what was it? What movie was he in? I really like the Chronicles of Riddick, and he was in
Ian
that
McKellen. If we
pretty early on in Lord of the Rings, and Ian McKellen. Yep, he's pretty hip too.
He's a pretty hip guy.
He is a very hip guy. I don't know. Any of those people, I would die to have them on.
I wouldn't die. I just think it would be cool. Dan's a weirdo.
I'm mega like fanboy though when it comes to shit like that.
Well, isn't that just the reason we're making this series, Dan? Because we're fanboys of this Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, pretty much. I can hear Sly. I could hear Sly recording in the other room. He sounds very giddy.
He's always like that.
Yeah. Who would Sly be if we had him in this? 1, 2, 3.
Well,
4, 5.
well, he fits the character. No.
What's the one that laughs a lot? He could be Mary or Pip.
Yeah, I guess he would be Peregrine Took.
Peregrine Took.
Fool of a Took.
I was about to say that.
Say it. Say it, Gandalf.
Fool of a Took.
Throw yourself in there next time. Rid us of your stupidity.
They have a cave troll.
Oh, Sean Bean.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, this is
Sean Bean. We'd have him on too. Big fan of him.
Oh, there's just a whole mess of cast. I would definitely see Billy Boyd and Dominic Monaghan.
What happened to Billy Boyd? I think you and I were talking about this more recently. Billy Boyd was in one other movie that I saw, and that was Master and Commander: The Far Side of the World.
He was in that?
Yeah, he was in it. He was blonde and he had a scar on his face and he hardly talked. But he was a crew member.
Diamonds. Come on, Diamonds.
But like Dominic Monaghan, he went on and he has a show on BBC, The Wild Things. Like he was on Lost. He's been on a bunch of stuff. I don't know what happened with Billy Boyd. Are they still friends? Like I wonder because they were so close when they were making the movies. And it seemed like they were like really good friends. I'm sure they still, stay in contact. But Jordan,
what? I used my.
Did you get a hold of my spell book?
I used my spell.
Where's
our home?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Where's our home?
Cheaters never prosper, Jordan.
I see our home.
Erebor?
Now let me. I see Erebor.
You're not what's him called though.
Not Thorin Oakenshield.
Thorin Oakenshield.
Thorin Oakenshield.
Is that? Well, okay, I was about to say. Do your best Gandalf impression. Or have you been doing it?
Well, probably the line of "Fool of a toque."
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Fool of a toque. Throw yourself in there, rid us your stupidity.
Now, when we get around to the There and Back Again movie night, are we gonna still be? I'm still Gandalf. You're still Thorin, and Seamus is still the Hobbit.
I actually have like some props from the movie I can use.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Not that it like is even relevant at this point.
No, but we could still, well, as if it would have been like, as if the first one made sense. We talked to James, who was a mouth on a tree, and then fought a clip art dragon. So
wait, what did we do for the second one?
That was the second one.
What did we do for the first one?
We didn't do anything. That's back when we didn't do skits.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that was just before we started doing skits, and that was actually, I think, one of the lost ones, quote unquote, because I didn't have time to edit because we had just moved.
It was right around Christmas time and moving.
Yeah,
we always that was the.
I think it was the first movie night of the new house, though.